Hello. Finally got it. What's going on, guys? Anybody there? Say something in the chat. So I'm gonna pretty much got to do it kind of DIY here. I'm gonna have, since I only have one screen and this is my very first time ever doing like a stream of some sort, so I'm kind of just kind of figuring things out here. I only have one screen, so I can't move like the chat off to a separate thing, but so we're just gonna have to kind of do it this way. But so for me to be able to have the chat, I'm gonna pretty much have the web browser up in the front here. Get the hell out of here. Pretty much have the chat on the side like that, on the browser like that, so to be able to see what you guys are saying if anybody says anything. So, well, yeah, here we go, guys. We are here on the New Dawn's Rising release party. So pretty much what I was thinking about doing is just pretty much, let's see, I'm gonna do this real quick. Go through song by song. We'll listen to it, and then as it's playing, I'll actually explain through. Excuse me, what exactly each song means, the the process of making the song, how it came to be, and stuff like that. So, yeah, get comfy, get drinks, popcorn, good headphones, good stereo system, whatever you got. So, probably be a short one today, guys. So, we'll start, let's just start right into this. So, this is the Coming Storm, which was actually the third song that I got to writing, with Wormhole being the first. The Coming Storm was actually started when the riff actually came to me when I was working one day. And, yeah, let's actually just let it play through real quick. Okay, that's actually better. So everything was recorded on my Dean Thoroughbred stealth model, which I've actually reviewed recently on this channel. It was loaded with Fishman Moderns, which with those that don't know, it has like 3 different voices, one active, passive, and a single coil tone. But just going through how this particular track was started, the main riff was actually the first part of the song that I actually came up with. Originally there was supposed to be no lyrics here, but then the producer kind of argued and said, let's just put something there because we don't want it just to be empty space. So we ended up finally coming to a thing where I actually worked in a verse into there, which was in the end ended up becoming pretty cool. Pretty much it started with the main riff, and then I just kind of spent like a good couple of hours just piecing together everything. Main current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Now the riff under the solo is actually my favorite part of this whole song. Just, I mean, simple, but just mixed in with the how that it came with the drums and just the bass under it. I just love it. So that's The Coming Storm. Pretty much, this whole EP was supposed to be on a greater scale, a whole, like a full release record, but unfortunately with things happening the way they did, it ended up just becoming a 4-song EP because these were the songs that actually were pretty much near completion by the time I had gotten it to the studio. So, but with The Coming Storm, it's pretty much the main character, which on the side note, I'm going to probably write out the story in a greater detail in a later date. But the story revolves around this character named Jason Morgan, who goes on the search for Atlantis because he and his father were both really, how should I say, very interested in the story behind it. And they had came across some information. His dad was the first one to first try to go after finding the lost city of Atlantis, but he disappeared, and Jason, deciding he wants to go try to see what happened, he tries to retrace his dad's steps. And during the events of the song, he comes across this huge storm that comes after him, and having reservations because he's never been on a boat before. Well, at least not out at sea, deep out. He's been on a ship before with his dad and stuff like that, but not this far out. He's having to face the fact that he's about to have a really big challenge on him, and he's the only one who could have the ambition to really go into it because he's the one who comes up with the dream. So even though he has this huge thing coming after him, he decides to take the reins and actually go headfirst into the storm, and they actually conquer through it, which the main riff is supposed to be, depending on which verse it's going through, because you kind of matches with the lyrics. It's supposed to either be a existential like dread, but then also when it, like in the second verse, where he says, harder and faster the storm rages on, I do not care for my soul carries on. I have a goal that will stand the test of time. That's him making the resolve to pretty much face the storm and anything that comes with it and conquer it. And that second solo is supposed to be his decision and him actually going through the storm and conquering it. So yeah. But yeah, the way this song had started out is a perfect example of how some of the ways I write music transpired, which pretty much with this one, it's that a riff pretty much started in my head, came through a scenario, which this also can come through dreams, because I do have a song that I've kind of have like the early skeletons of that I have sitting around that was based off a dream. But yeah, I like to have it I like to have the songs not, you want to rock out to it, but it's also you want to follow a story. So but like I'll have the song go in my head, and pretty much what I'll do, I will get my phone and I will actually pull up I have a app on here that has a voice memo on it, and I'll hit play and I'll literally hum the melody and the riff right into it. And then what I'll do is I'll come back in, I will, because I have my my DAW connected straight with my Fractal, so I can easily just go in with the template I have in there, and whatever instrument that I have in my head, whether it be guitar, bass, a drum pattern or stuff like that, I can go straight in and just go straight into it. So, and then pretty much what I'll usually do, I'll start with the riff, and then I'll start with that, and I'll just let my brain just take over. I won't think about it. I'll just let's see what happens and just record the scratch track that way. And with the coming storm, I can recognize that the first go around with the scratch track, it started with the main riff, and soon after that I went through another take, starting out with the opening riff, with the da 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 da. Then it goes into the main riff, and then it's the pre-chorus riff, the tail end used to be a dissonant chord. Then with one of the guys I had worked with, he actually said, why don't you just do it like a regular chord and do it the way it is now, and I actually like that way better. So and then solos, I mean, it wasn't until recently I actually wrote those solos, and because back in the day when I was trying to work with other people, I didn't have the confidence to actually do it myself. So I tried to rely on other people to write the solos, but then when it got to the point where I made the decision where I was going to do everything myself, I pretty much, spent time just working on my lead playing, just sitting around, just getting used to going up and down the board and kind of learning some of the scales. But what's really cool with OpenC, because the way it was explained to me, is that it's pretty much the same fingering up and down the board, except to where you get to the weird E string, because it's like the tongue and the turd and the however way he says it, but it's like the oddball out pretty much. But pretty much all you have to do is just move it up a fret, and then you're pretty much still in tune. So, but yeah. So then we go to Creatures of the Deep, which would be. So in the story, after he goes to the storm, he actually finds the cartographer, which is the mapping of where Atlantis had supposedly been. So he goes and follows the map, heads to that location. And then it gets attacked. Then the ship gets attacked by all these creatures and stuff like that. And then the scenarios that happens in this song occurs. So let's let it play. This is probably my favorite song out of the whole 4 Creatures of the Deep being my favorite, Rebellion being my second, and then The Coming Storm being the third. Wormhole used to be my favorite, but I have my reasons for it being my least favorite now, and I'll explain that when we get to that song. I mean, that verse riff alone is very simple, and this part here I really like. This coming up, yeah. Which I have to thank for my producer, Christian Neal, who put the choir part together, which is, I love it. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of like the idea we had. Here's my favorite part right here, this breakdown. The thing is, I'm not good at writing breakdowns like this. You know, I'm usually all about like the classic thrash. It's like you'll have your bridge that goes like the, you know, the Metallica Megadeth style bridge, but then this just came out of nowhere. My only regrets with this solo is the fact that the way this particular patch for the that we use for the solos on the Axe effects did not sound well with the bridge pickup, because I used the bridge pickup because I wanted to try something different on this particular solo compared to the other ones. It's just, to me, this doesn't sound well. Just wish I kind of just no. It's the neck pickup, Brandon. The bridge pickup is what you wanted to use. Yeah. So, if you could kind of get the hint of what this song could also mean, like in like a symbolic meaning, is depression. I mean, we've all gone through it, and I sure as heck had my fair share when growing up. So but it's just a matter of being able to conquer it. So whereas you have the first part where it seems like it's very hopeless, and all of that, but then it's just like you have that one voice in your head that said, "Don't you dare lose the light you own. This is not the end. Force the demons back to hell. They have no sway on you." So it's pretty much just picking yourself up and then making the decision and the plan to actually fight back. So, and this riff was actually inspired by a Doom riff, which if you're a fan of the classic Doom games, the song in question is called "Into Sandy City," which I was playing Doom one day, and it's just for some reason it just popped up in my head, but I kind of wanted to do my own little take where it was a couple of notes off, so, and then I pretty much ran with it. So this is how it ended up becoming this song. So it's just everything about this particular song is just, it came out great, and to me it matches what exactly I was trying to go for. Now I had been trying to get a music video done with it, but just trying to find someone to do a proper music video around here has been hard. So I should note that the bass guitar was loaded with Bartolini pickups, which I really like those pickups, but with the next two projects that I'm doing now, they're actually going to be the pickups that come in the Soda Blue Ibanez sound gear, which are cap pickups. It's sounding really good with the Neural DSP B7K Ultra plugin, so look forward to that. It definitely sounds beefy. So now here we come to the Achilles heel of the EP, in my opinion, and the main reason why there's actually a couple of reasons why. Main reason being, to me, it is the weakest vocal take out of all of these four songs, just because we were kind of in a rush. I mean, we had been trying so hard, so many times trying to get this EP off the ground, and I'm not a trained vocalist. I mean, I'm getting better at it. I'm actually taking time to demo it out so I can hear it and actually figure out what fits best for each song. And the second reason why I have a problem with this particular track is the main riff, which is the verse riff, has been changed so many times. I mean, there's a remnants of that particular riff at the very end of the song, which I'll point out once we get to that part. But I mean, let's just play it and you'll see what I mean. Which it just kind of goes straight into it too, which I don't like. I keep hitting that. So I do like that, where the down, how it goes across. See, now hearing back, I kind of like how the second verse came out to be. I think it's because, like, by the second verse, I was actually confident with what I was trying to do. But, like, that first chorus, oh my god. I really do like the part that's about to come up. Right here. Yeah. So, I was about to click OBS again, where I just want to have this pop up. So, the two problems I have, it's the verses and especially the take of that first chorus were definitely the parts I think lacked in this particular song, and it's just that verse riff, just it's, I don't know, I've had so many issues trying to get that together. I mean, first it was that where it's just straight down pick instead of that the triplet at the very end. But this Wormhole was the very first song that came in to fruition out of all four of these songs. And back then I was like this is gonna be this song. This is gonna be the one that's gonna be the first one to be released and stuff like that. But as time went on, I realized it's trying to be too much at once. So, but maybe one day I can rewrite it, re-record it, make it a little bit better. Or what do you think of it? Honestly, I would like to hear your opinion on it. Skaters United. Which I appreciate. I really do appreciate you and digging the vocals on Creatures of the Deep. I really do like how they turned out. Both. I will say another thing about the vocals too. Like my personal vocals on there, it's the main issue that I've heard people say is that it wasn't mixed properly, as in like it wasn't compressed to where it sits with the music. Like it's on a different level when it comes to where the music actually sits. So with the next release, I'm actually gonna have that taken care of, where it's actually compressed the right way. So here we are, coming up with the last song, which is Rebellion. To me, this one was inspired by I was listening to a bunch of Devin Townsend, some of the Strapping Young Lad stuff, but the riff was actually inspired by Victim, because I was just listening to it and it just got me into a mood, and I had written a bunch of riffs, and to me this was the one that I felt belonged with these four songs. It actually started with, this was actually the one I written. Yeah, English is my first language. But actually first I came up with the main riff. I came up with the thing, and then I pretty much just sat on it for a second before I started recording, and then I actually came up with like a makeshift, pretty much what you'll hear as the intro riff, and then pretty much let my brain take over, and then pretty much what stayed as the song, like what stayed from that first scratch track, ended up being the final thing, with one caveat being the pre-chorus, the we'll we'll get to that part, but here we go. That bend. Bless me. Definitely the in-your-face anthem, which is what it meant to be. There you go. 18 minutes and 1 second of goodness. Somewhat. Yeah, it's you know, like I said, I mean, I kind of knock it a little bit here and there, but like I said, it's the whole thing was a learning experience the whole way through. You know, not just writing, but it's just personal growth, learning how to record. It was the very first time me trying to record vocals. You know, back before then I was just used to just doing it live, and it was just all like in pretty much one take. And I did have a couple acoustic shows with the Delphic Argonaut band where it was just me, because I originally had plans for a full band to play, but then like pretty much no one were answering my calls, to get stuff going. And then I had already told the promoter, we should be good. And then I had to pretty much break it to him that there's no band. He said, can you at least do an acoustic show? I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, that's not really what I wanted to do, but I'll do that. And I mean, the first show, I mean, I was just so nervous. So that the first one was rough. The second one was a little bit better. Um, but it's pretty much, yeah, the whole thing has been a learning experience. But I didn't explain what wormhole means. It's pretty much where, you've made the determination, you found what you need to do, you've made the plan, and you pretty much know what you're going to do, so just go for it. So after defeating the creatures that were sent to by Poseidon to try to take out Jason, he finds the wormhole and then proceeds to jump through it, finds the actual lost city of Atlantis, gains all this knowledge of the stuff that happened, and then finds one of the last remaining pieces of the Argonaut armor, and then dons it, and then goes and because one of the things he was shown was like this corruption of an outside force that caused the downfall of the society that was Atlantis, and he was shown of what's to come, and it's the shackling of everyone's life and freedom because of this outside force now starting to move out and trying to affect everyone again. So he creates this rebellion to rise up and defeat the forces that would try to take over everybody, So, and then I actually do have like plans to like expand on this story. Like I actually have an idea for a video game and a TV show, but the TV show is gonna be a lot more ambitious, and it's just now started to come to my head of what I want to try to do. So, but in the immediate future, as I've probably stated to hell and back, that I do have 2 full releases coming out. One of them called Reign of Chaos. The other one is called Grip of Order, and it has to do about the concept of yin and yang, and with yin being like the chaos and all that, and then yin being the chaos and yang being the order, and then because most of the music was written during when COVID had just first started, and then a lot of it came out of the 2 weeks of quarantine I had to do when I actually caught the sickness. And so it was a lot. It was a 2 weeks of. Actually, no. It's gonna be more of a horror-based game, actually. Because pretty much what it is, it's supposed to be. It takes, and the people who take you take the role of this researcher who's trying to find a his fellow researcher who went to look at these ruins but then disappeared. So he goes in, tries to find out what exactly happened, and then all this crazy stuff starts to occur, and then he gets trapped in this cavern because the influence of this outside influence starts to running rampant in this place, and he has to try to fight his way through. The best way I can describe it gameplay wise is if you were to take the recent first person Resident Evil games and put themes of like the Resident Evil games, Silent Hill, Outlast, and what was the other game? Oh, Doom 3 and Dead Space. Those are the 5 games that kind of have it based off of. It's going to be set in first person, and pretty much what it is, like you'll be in this hub world, in this hub room, which is like this big underground cavern, and there's going to be like all these different rooms. So pretty much kind of like how the first Resident Evil was set up, to where you actually have to find keys to unlock the next area. So, and what I have planned, like I've started to map out rooms already, because there's this particular what's it called? Yeah, Dungeonographer. It's a program that you could go and download, which if you wanted to like design your own like maps for like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, because it was actually a buddy of mine who does Dungeons and Dragons, who's what he recommended for me. I've started mapping out rooms and how they're all interconnected and stuff like that, and started playing that out. And then once I get that, start writing the script, start writing the script, and then I kind of want to see if I could pitch it out to either any indie developers or any like big name developers, because I actually know a couple of people who are in the gaming industry. One of them, he actually has an uncle who worked on one of the Elder Scrolls games, actually Elder Scrolls 3, which when he told me that and he actually showed me like his name and I actually looked through the credits, and for the life of me I can't remember his name anymore. I thought that was really cool. So if you're interested in, if you would be interested in that, be prepared for like a horror-esque game. So, and like I said, the closest thing you could pretty much like say it's first person Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Dead Space, and Doom 3. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be nuts. Because I just remember like, because there was this thing, because I was watching this video on YouTube where he was going through like one of these Japanese horror movies where it's like you're just the existential dread that you get from when you notice something, like you walk into, like, I could just picture that you walk into the room, you walk and you're like looking at stuff, you think everything is regular, but then you start to notice things are starting to go out of whack, like you just get this weird feeling, then you just turn around and you just see like part of a silhouette of like a shadow or a person. They're not moving, and it's pretty much right next to her, the only way out of that room. So I just think that, to me, if it was executed properly, I just think like PT all over again. So look forward to that. In the TV show, it's too early for me to really get too deep into that, but I think it, once again, if it's executed properly, I think it'd be really cool. So yeah. So here we are. We've reached 42 minutes, and I've appreciated everyone who has been on the stream. And like I said, I appreciate the interaction, especially with you, Skaters United. I appreciate your time. So yeah, if you want to support, we have an Instagram. If you could just go over to Instagram, you look up Brandon.Taylor1218. You'll be able to find me on there. We have our Facebook page. Pretty much just look up Delphic Argonauts. We'll be on there, and then we'll be posting more videos here on YouTube. I'm gonna, like, the ideas I have right now is I'm gonna be setting up a playthrough of Rebellion, and then also really thinking about trying to do some like gear, like still got more gear to go through, and I kind of want to go through making some different tones on the axe effects, because I really think that would be pretty cool and interesting to do. And for me, it would be a learning experience for me, just because, you know. So, but what is it? I just totally lost the thought I was going with. Abel, nice to meet you, Abel, and I appreciate the support, man. Jake Snake, welcome to the stream, man. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go through and like make different tones. And if you guys have any suggestions, I mean, feel free to let me know here, right? Because that'd be definitely a challenge to try to make. I was thinking about maybe like the first one, because I already have like a bunch of Metallica tones on here, but I kind of want to make my own just by using what's on here already. Not going off and downloading somebody's pre-made tones. So yeah, I think that'll be the first video I'll do for when it comes to creating tones. It'll be me making, we'll make the Black Album tone, because to me that's one of my favorite tones of all time. So, and also if you guys have any other ideas, what I'll do is I'll go to Instagram. I'll put a like a poll in a questionnaire thing, and you guys should be able to put in the comments of what you guys want to listen to. So yeah. And again, guys, I appreciate your time, your support. Just be prepared for more to come. A lot more news. I'm going to end it here because I'm pretty much running out of things to say. So see you guys in the next next video and hopefully the next stream, which I'm starting to think of ideas already because I'm already liking this stream thing. So, and be able to have a chance to interact with you guys again. So, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.